Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let me actually load up the world. That'd be a good idea, right? Give me a second. To make sure everything is loaded and we're all good to go. Okay. I'm prepared this time because I have a draft tweet already set up. I do most times, right, before I start streaming, but sometimes I just, don't. But, it's always nice to have drafts. Okay. What's up, Corn? How you doing? There's like a 15 to 20 second period where the stream doesn't show up live. I think that's for, normal streams. I don't think I can really do anything about that. Maybe I can. Maybe I'm too stupid. There's always that option, right? You're doing well, you just ate a sandwich? Nice. How are you? I'm good. I am good. Okay. Okay, so. It's snapshot and preview today, which is very. Preview day today, I meant to say. Which is very nice. Because, been a rough few weeks, given that, some days or some weeks the preview and snapshot on the same day, or they're missing stuff, so it's kind of nice to. Why am I here? To have it on the same day. In my opinion. Always good. People's skins no longer randomly vanish? Oh, really? Very cool. Oh, that happened with the tours I had to do on this world, where someone would fly away, and they'd come back as a different default character. It's kind of jarring to see. What's your opinion on things turning transparent? So I originally turned it off, right? And then we got an update, I think, a week ago or something like that. And it reset it for some reason. I haven't really taken any serious notice, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have it turned on, but I haven't really paid attention to it, so until it bothers me, I'll, keep it on for now. It doesn't really affect me that much. Is what it is. I don't know why they do this kind of thing, but yeah, it's cool. It's alright. So today we're doing some preparations for the drop, because there's actually a little bit more we've got to do to prepare for Monster Mayhem, which is always good. I like having to prepare constantly rather than just do it all in 1 week, right? It's always good. Going into third person gives you that visibility, but the button on PC is kind of hard to reach. Interesting. But yeah, probably, for me, one of the flagship features got announced today, which is very cool. Well, I can collab with other streamers, apparently. It's interesting. Netherite horse armour. A lot of people are saying oh, this was expected or predictable because we've got Nautilus horse armor. Am I the only person that's kind of stunned that they did this? Because yes, it's kind of doomer of me to say, but I really didn't expect them to add Netherite horse armor. Because for me, every drop has had. Let me do this. Every drop has had some inconsistency Is this the white Y? Is this the same? Like, is this a viable Y level to mine? I always forget. You're on a 5-stream watch streak. That's awesome. Yeah, for me, there's always like some inconsistency, right? Like if I can think of a few. In the Garden Awakens, there was pale pumpkins, and what I mean by inconsistency is there's a feature that makes sense for like a drop, not really an update because it usually is added in the update, but like a drop, it makes too much sense to not be added. Like, why would you not add it, right? It makes a lot of sense. Like, it would do so much for the drop as well. So like with the Garden Awakens, we had pale pumpkins, which is like, okay, why? But at the time it was like, because this was like the second drop ever, like meaningful drop, I mean. So wasn't that big of a deal. With Spring to Life, it was sheep variants. Now, you could say like, oh well, technically they said they added them, and like, no, I really don't think they did. I really don't buy their whole reasoning for sheep variants. It's like, oh, they already exist in the game. No. No. Right, it's just, no. So this drop came around, and I was like, seeing what they were doing with the armour, with Northless armour and stuff like that, and I was like, see, netherite horse armour makes sense, but I feel like they're not going to add it, and it's going to be inconsistency. But they've added it, and props to Mojang. You know, they do deserve props when they do something right. We've got netherite horse armor, and it's not found in chests, which is also a very good plus, I think. I like being able to craft netherite horse armor, but that's just me. Dyed sheep aren't variants. You can't. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I quite like this netherite horse armor. I think it looks the best out of all the like horse armor sets. I mean, I guess that's just netherite. You know, netherite naturally looks incredible. So, well, not incredible, but you know what I mean. It naturally looks good. So hence why we're mining in the nether, right? Because we need netherite ingots to make the horse armor. So that's why we're here in hell, pretty much. What's up, Crafty? How you doing? It's been a while. What's up, man? But I don't know how long I'll spend doing this, because doing this on stream pains me. With, like, off-stream I can do this because it's like I'm zoning out, but because I have to talk as well, it's such a hard life, I know, oh my god. I don't know. But yeah, I guess Mounts of Mayhem, well it is, right? Mounts of Mayhem is done, which is very interesting. How's the new laptop? It runs better. It's faster, which is nice. Because my old laptop just didn't run at all. So. But I'm not surprised that Mounts of Mayhem, feature-wise, is complete. I thought it would be. I didn't expect the features this week, which, you know, it's a big bonus. I was expecting them more for like the stream buffered. Stream looks fine on my end, but that might just be me. I was expecting features next week, but I'm all for features this week. Is the new laptop good? It's alright. Yeah, gets the job done. Gets the job done. Should we go down a level? No. 10 seems a bit too... We'll go up a level instead. What do you think about the noise of the zombie? I like it. I quite like it. I know there's like a lot of online discourse about variants, and it's like these have been in the game. Like variants have existed forever. What are we talking about? So I'm gonna look backwards and forwards constantly if I miss netherite. That's just what I'm doing. I quite like it. It's gonna be hard to get like near Lightborn because the coral reefs are very far away. I don't know if you can transport them through the nether, so yeah, 12 is fine. They'll die in the nether? Okay. I ought to think about, because they don't die on land. They don't suffocate, I don't think. Obviously they'll die if it's daylight, but... No, they don't. I don't think they suffocate. Obviously, they burn to death because they're undead, but I don't think they actually suffocate. I could be wrong. Now it's time to move forward and talk about the spring drop. Yeah, so question 1 is there a spring drop? And the answer is yes. I really doubt that the next piece of content we get is 1.22. I think it's coming. Don't get me wrong, I think we're getting very close to 1.22. But I don't think it's the next content update we see. Because otherwise they would have already announced it by now. But, you know, prove me wrong. I just don't really see it. I see the spring drop having some, like, back-end teaser. Like, you know how, like, on Bedrock they'll tease, like, mounts or, like, something to do with the drop afterwards, right? They always do that. It's set up, right? Yeah, I don't like drops being forced every season. I kind of prefer if they just release them when they release them. Because they kind of, like, removes one of the reasons why they've done drops in the first place. They don't suffocate on land. That's a very good knowledge. Could be very useful to know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's just get this drop over and done with. Technically it is, but until release, I mean. And in terms of release, I do think it's like the 2nd of December, personally. They've got, like, just below a month. So I was listening to the Nether sounds. It's quite interesting to think about. Early in January we'll see the first spring drop features. I think so too. I think a lot of people as well... Did I just hear a firework outside? A lot of people as well will welcome that crafting. What do I mean by that? I mean, one of my criticisms for drops is that you're not really sinking your teeth into a drop for that long. I mean, look at the Copper Age, right? Ignore the content, the amount of content, right? So just like how quickly they move on from, okay, let's just do let's release this drop, and then the week after, new drop incoming, right? I get why they're doing that, but it has its drawbacks, right? Everything does, of course. Is feature complete? There's like 2 weeks for bug fix. Yeah. What was I talking about? I think, personally, people, just from what I've seen on Twitter today, it's been a lovely place to be on recently. People will be happy to move on from this drop. Because people don't like this drop apparently, which is so surreal to me. Or like they're like upset with it or something like that. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, people that use mods, like make mods or play with mods, are getting shafted with the drop system. Why don't they? I think people find the drop to be lackluster, and it really depends on the version you're playing on. On Java, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see the whole discourse of it being lackluster on Java Edition. It's like the best drop Java's got, in my opinion. For Bedrock, it was probably, in my opinion, Chase the Skies. But for Java, it is Mountain Mayhem. I think Bedrockers have a valid reason to get a little bit frustrated, though. As am I. Like, I'm not, like... I don't even hate the drop either, right? Like, I don't hate Mountain Mayhem. I just think that there's a few missed opportunities. Not major, right? Because we've lived through this issue before with 1.21. Chase the Skies had one mob and one mechanic change. Chase the Skies completely redone the graphical engine of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It is the biggest drop for Bedrock. It has rejuvenated the marketplace as well, so we're going to see better content coming out of it. It is the best drop. I'm sure that once again John would tease us. He could do, yeah. Chase the Skies was so bad quality. Yeah, okay, like, on release, yeah. It wasn't good, right? But on paper, if you take... I'm sure, like, when Mountain Mayhem releases, it'll have issues as well. On paper, if you had a list of this is what this drop added, this is, you know, on paper, Chase the Skies is better for Bedrock. It just is. There's a reason why I said for Bedrock and not for Java. For both versions, Chase the Skies isn't good, right? But what it does on one is better. It's the same thing with Mountain Mayhem, right? It is not Bedrock's best drop. Not even close, in my opinion. I think, not Chase the Skies, I think Copper Age is also underrated. Yeah, I agree, Crafty. I don't engage with it that much, I have to be honest with you, but I think it is underrated. For the broader player base, that is. When it comes to what comes out on Bedrock and Java, the shared features, Chase the Skies is small, but VV is huge, yeah. Any update that VV releases on makes it huge. Doesn't matter what it is. It could have released on Garden Awakens, and my opinion of Garden Awakens would have changed, but alas. Now we spoke about inconsistencies, you know, inconsistencies avoided. You know, they added Netherite Horse Armour. But let's talk about what they didn't avoid this entire year and have put to the back burner. One of them is the snow biomes have been completely shafted. Now, once is, okay, a bit weird. Twice is, like, convenient. 3 times is a bit too far. We're at twice right now that they've been shafted. Spring to Life and Mountain Mayhem. Right? I think... the reason why I say it's convenient is... I think they're shaping up for a bigger cold biome. Let's not say snow biomes, although that is mostly cold biomes. Cold biome update. Drop, I mean. What that is, I don't know, but they have to be. This is a pattern at this point. Some people are saying that it's sucky, that they're ignoring cold biomes. You could have said that once, but the fact that it's happening twice is for a bigger reason. And obviously combat didn't get addressed at all this year, right? At all. It got worse, as a matter of fact. It did get worse, which is a little bit sad. But, again, there's a reason why they didn't add the offhand this year, or to this drop. I don't know, you just gotta think of, it is frustrating, right? It's frustrating to me because I've been begging for something for 600 days, right? But if you take a look out, right, and think of the bigger picture, there's clearly a reason why they're not doing this. Either they're not ready for whatever reason, or it's for something else. But in the meantime, right, and I can excuse that, right? On the baseline, I can excuse that reasoning. What I can't excuse is, in the meantime, you make the system worse, which is what you're doing with the spear. There's literally, and the mace. There's literally no reason to use the spear. Mace is quirky, it's funny, right? Whatever. It's still not very good. The spear is literally useless. It's just useless. There's no reason to use it. There's one enchantment for it. The mace got 3. But what's funny is the spear no longer becomes useless if the other tools get cooldowns. It actually becomes viable because lunge is actually a good enchantment. Although it's 1, and they should have had more, like 1 more, I think. Lunge is actually a very good enchantment. But it's the fact that old combat is weighing you down. And you could say, like, well, Mr. TBH, if they added new combat, like, tomorrow, right, hypothetically, like, stay with me, like, if they added it tomorrow, say, or, like, again, maybe tomorrow's not good enough, like, metric, a month after, Months of Mayhem releases, why? What would be the point in, you know, what would be the point? Like, the spear is done with already, and it's like, it's not, really. Like, you could still, the spear becomes a new thing then. It's almost like a new item. And the mace. The mace has been a trophy item for a year. Everything gets viable in a new combat update. The axe, the crossbow, the potions, the offhand, the shield. What will Mojang focus on in the spring drop? If I'm Mojang, I'm thinking, snow biome stuff. That'd be what I would do. Because with a snow biome, or cold biome, I need to get in the habit of saying cold biome. But with cold biome stuff, fun fact, I think Jack tweeted this out. There hasn't been a new block added in a year. Just let that sink in. In a year. Now, what you could do is have a new block set, yeah. What you could do is bring the snow biome stuff in. I'm going to keep saying snow biome stuff. And have ice bricks, snow bricks, just like, you know, stuff like that. And then you're killing two birds with one stone. You're updating a neglected part of the world. Like you're updating a neglect. I don't know if I've said that before. You're updating a neglected part of the world, and you're introducing a new block set. Oh, and by the way, here's a new mob. Right? No one complains about new mobs. Well, actually, wait. Never mind. All I've seen people do this drop cycle is bitch and complain about variants. Never mind. But this wouldn't be a variant. Well, would it be a variant? Would reindeers be a variant? I'm not sure. And then what you do is you use the reindeer as part of the marketing for the entire year, right? On a new biome or an upgrade to an existing biome, I agree. What's up, Squid? How you doing? People always complain about new mobs for some reason. Yeah, it's ridiculous. New mobs are, in my opinion, more important than the block set. Now, the reason why I've not gone like crazy about not seeing a new block set this year, I normally would, right, is because we've got the shelf. And the shelf does a lot of stuff a block set can't do, or like tries to do but completely fails, right? So, I think it's okay. It's not ideal, right, but it's okay that we've not seen like a block set in a year. Just don't do it again. But I mean, I personally would do like a sky update. That's just me. But I'm not a Mojang, so I have nothing towards the Coral Nautilus. I love it. I just wish the drop didn't end so early. I knew it would. Squid, I knew it would end early. We need to as a community, we need to get into the habit of recognizing patterns. When there's a drop near December, you have to acknowledge that this is a shorter drop cycle. Because, I've said this before on stream, in December, you realistically, if you're Mojang, have 2 weeks to release the drop. Because you're going on holiday on like 17th, 18th, late teens, right? Until January. Now, yes, both devs have different development, like break times, but still, it's a deadline. They can't wishy-washy this kind of stuff. It has to be the same for both. So, whilst I'm sure Bedrock is probably going to be ahead of the spring drop, it has to release the previous drop at the same time. So that leaves the entirety of the last week of Christmas gone. So you have to, at the very least, next week is would have been the last week, right? Also, why are you mining for quartz? I'm basically mining for netherite squid because we need horse armor. We need enchantments for horse and nautilus armor. I don't think we need enchantments for them, personally. But that's just me. I personally, I don't know, I mean, I think maybe, no, that doesn't make any sense. Or does it? Thorns on Nautilus armor, maybe? I'm not sure though. But we'll just see. We'll see. I'm personally like, With this drop, I'm like, right? It's eh. It's not like amazing and it's not terrible. It's just eh. It's something I'm just gonna play around with for literal. I don't know actually, because I do have a lot of builds planned. What's up, Sophie? How you doing? This is gonna take so long. I personally won't use the Nautilus, I can just swim. Fair enough. It's not bad, it's never bad to have options though, right? It's always good. Dude, side note, I don't know if you guys have seen the tweet I posted about, like, I mean, we talked about it on stream, right? Being disappointed as a Java player. And I was like, I don't really think there's room to be disappointed as a Java player. The replies are incredible, and not in a good way. Who plays Bedrock? That's one of them, Corn. Another one was just move to Java Edition. It's like, yes, that's a fantastic idea. Why didn't I think of this? How could I not have foreseen this? Didn't they get, like, incredibly good technical changes this drop? Isn't that something that's coming? It's not even just, like, the money as well, Gorn. It's the fact that, like, my world, if I transferred this to Java Edition, would break. The redstone would break. I'm not doing that. Like, it's just not happening. What are we talking about? Just move? No. I have a world on here, thank you very much. What? I have to do 1,000 things to optimize the game. I'm good on that, I think. Java isn't as good as people say it is. It really isn't. Like, it's okay, but it's not, like... It's like, you know... Pokemon Gen 1 fans being like, oh yeah, Red and Blue were the best Pokemon games ever. It's like... No, yeah, it still has a lot of flaws. Minecraft Live will be the end of March. So if it's... I think you're right. Let's say that the drop releases before? No, it releases afterwards, because it did with... not Garden Awakens, Copper Age. So you're looking at early April. I think they could still tease 1.22 at Minecraft Live. I'm gonna play Java when Java gets something Bedrock hasn't, and Superflat, yeah. I've not played... You guys know this. Well, I mean, I used to... Before it got banned in my secondary school, I played it for like... No, did I even... I don't think I did, actually. Because everyone else was. No, Sophie, I'm talking about the spring drop. Not this drop. I just don't have any interest in playing Java Edition. Like, why would I? And it's like, oh, offhand, why don't you just play Java if you want the offhand so badly? And it's like, that's not the point. Like, you're missing the entire reason why I advocate for the offhand parity. Because I could, right? I could be like, well, I'm just moving to Java Edition. That'd be like the easiest thing to do. I thought about it in the beginning. But, you know, things change. Yeah, like, we need more people to advocate for stuff on Bedrock, not less. Right? Like, what am I realistically, if I moved to Java Edition, what am I realistically advocating for? You're getting 5M visuals. You don't need potion cauldrons, they're not that major. Better performance. Yeah, that's fantastic. Something they're working on in every single snapshot ever since the dawn of time. Like, I'm good on that. I'm good on that, in my opinion. You're gonna bitch about getting Bucket back in the game? Yeah. I don't know, like... It's very frustrating to me. Although, I can't be too frustrated when the Bedrock offhand discourse has reached its like all-time peak right now. Every issue you have with it is going to be... Yeah, exactly. $600 votes, no shit's given. The Java combat system in Bedrock will be really bad, especially for mobile players. I could say something really toxic, I'm not going to. I'm going to refrain from what I was about to say. No, but Sophie, on the petition thing, the votes thing, I saw a comment, I think it was under Jay's post, or Minecraft's, one of the two. Someone was talking about, like, how they should remove pufferfish from the Nautilus food table thing. And he was like, there's a petition with 30 votes, and I just couldn't help but laugh. I was like, really? You think they're gonna... It just made me laugh a little bit. No, but obviously, I'm going to really change my answer here to what it was originally. Obviously, 1.9 combat isn't coming to Bedrock. This is obvious. They are skipping through it, obviously, and they are adding elements of the test snapshots. We've seen this. It is happening. They're going to add elements to it, like the offhand parity and stuff like that. But no, like, it won't be the same. Now, my original answer was tough, right? If mobile players can't play with it, tough. Genuinely. Getting a little bit sick and tired of people using Mobile Edition as a scapegoat for why Bedrock can't improve its combat system. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've heard it all for 600 days, right? It's what it is. No, but my actual answer is it's not happening anyway. I do think the cooldown is coming though. I'm pretty sure it was slightly changed in the test snapshots, but it is coming. I have a wise question. What about the Mayhem part of this drop? Everything we've seen so far is just about the mounts. I don't know why people think the mobile is... the offhand of mobile is an issue, we literally have controls. Yeah, so... that was a question I was going to ask Crafty. Have they achieved the Mayhem aspect of the drop? Because that was what they were focusing on, right? What was it? The second snapshot ever of this drop, they were like, yeah, we're now going to be focusing on Mayhem. I took that as them saying, no more mounts. That's what I thought, right? I thought, okay, we're not going to get the other mounts we saw, right? Clearly not. I don't think they've achieved the Mayhem aspects of mounts for Mayhem, personally. I think there should be actual events, like full moon events, that bring the Mayhem and will increase certain aspects of the mounts, like stronger spears or tougher zombie horses. Now, personally, until I read the snapshot today, I completely forgot about zombie camels. Unironically, I completely forgot. Camel husks? I'm calling them zombie camels. God, I cannot wait till tomorrow to get this goddamn controller. Hopefully. But I mean, to be fair, I haven't really interacted with the zombie camel, so I don't really... Of course I'm going to think about it. No, I don't have it yet. No. I'm pretty sure I have it. Or I've ordered it. Like it's coming. So new controller and new mic. Wow, I'm investing in this stream. If they added the ability to cure zombie, that's what I think they should have had. I think that it should have allowed you to get, like, similar to curing zombie villagers, give you better trade bargains. Curing a zombie horse should have given you better, like, speed or jumping. Underwater skeleton and frozen zombie when. I do think that this year was heavily based on variants. Like if we talk about the winners, I think we can talk about the winners of this year. I think one of them is horses. Horses got a major buff this year. One of them is the desert biome, right? And I'd argue the other one is variants. Sorry, I just heard something outside my room. But yeah, I mean, those are the winners, I think. Hello, sir. Here's something I must inspect? No, I was just listening. I'm very noise sensitive, so... Can you please vacate? Oh, thank you. That's all you gotta say to them, just vacate. No leave. But no, I think, those are definitely the winners of this year. I think it was an okay year for the drop cycle. I can't pinpoint if it was good or bad. My system buy. 1.13 was the last good update. It was the best update, you mean? But another year without the offhand. Which means that... Well, I mean, of course... the counter goes to at least like 700, I think, roughly. There's always a chance that they just don't care about the core biomes. Yeah, I think it's unlikely though. 730 is 2 years, which is scary. Apparently 666 is January 5th. Okay, I kind of want to get at least half of the Netherite horse armour stuff this stream. At least, that'd be pretty nice. Should we try a different Y level? Squid redeemed nothing. Thank you, Squid. Alright, let's do 15. Wait, why'd you get mad when I open up an ender chest? No worries, guys. I cannot die. What a terrible item in the game. Fuck, I'm piss. They get mad about chests and shulkers. That's interesting about shulkers. I wonder if there's some like lore explanation for that. If I only had 50 more, I know, isn't it crazy? But yeah, I was panicking like mad there because my axe isn't in its normal slot. I didn't know that, like, I forgot it at the time. Jesus, that was nerve-wracking. I hate piglins, they're so, like, annoying to deal with. Luckily, got a sword out just in time. Lava's also a pain. It is. No, I want to keep mining in this direction. Never mind, we're going to turn in this direction. Okay, never mind, we're going to turn away in this direction. There you go. I'm not even moving my controller, by the way. Like, my player, I'm mining, but I'm not holding down the button to move. This is literally the stick drift, and I only got stopped by that. Dude, it was bad earlier before I started stream. I had my batteries on charge, right? And as I'm putting them in and turning my controller on, I couldn't press A. So you can imagine I couldn't go live. I couldn't access the world because I couldn't press A. It was really bad. The stick drift is terrible. And like yesterday, I was playing the new Battlefield. And I was just like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I've been putting up with this controller for like months, right? I just like, I can't. So it'll be nice when I get it to be able to like run, like sprint, and you know, do all that kind of stuff. Do this, and not have the curve. Like again, I'm not touching it. Still not touching it. Well, you guys have seen like when I've typed stuff and it's like selected a word by mistake. Again, that I didn't touch it at all then. It is like, it is terrible. Which is why crouching has been so useful. So I'm not like falling off ledges or something. And like, you guys remember when I died by the gold farm? Like I stick drift all the way into the ocean and drowned. Yeah, Swift Sneak is really the best enchantment, right? It really is. No, yeah, it did. I mean, luckily I was like, I got there relatively quickly because my stuff was still there. But that's why there's a rail there. I'm gonna keep it there probably. Like, I'm not gonna get rid of it. But like, it's terrible. I have it just to kind of have it. Like, I think it's kind of pointless. It's buffering from me as well. It might not just be for you. It is very niche, yeah. Damn it, man. Okay, yeah. We're not doing this.